What is up, y'all? It's your girl, Brand New, and honey, I am back in the building. This time, honey, I'm back to talk about Mr. Peter Thomas, honey, and the Fox Soul panel that consists of Al Reynolds, Funky Dineva, and Claudia Jordan, honey. They had some words, that they had to report on Peter and his finances. Word got back to Peter. Peter was not having that shit's naive, honey. Shout out to Scrappy, and it all just went down the wrong road, the wrong damn road. But before we get to that, you guys, I want to take the time to say rest in peace to Mr. Gregg Leaks. We all know that he was my favorite housewife of all time, honey. Her longtime husband. It is so sad, you guys, that, Gregg has, passed away due to the colon cancer coming back. I would like to give my, thoughts, my prayers, to Nene Leaks and, Brent and the rest of Gregg's children and the rest of their family, so... please pray for, the Leaks family, you guys, because this is a tragedy. It's devastating. Gregg had a long battle, with this cancer, and it is a shame that, it took his life at 66. But Gregg Leaks, you are a man that will be missed. I always like Gregg, you guys, because it's funny. I didn't even like Nene at first. But I always liked Gregg, and I'm like, who is this man that's putting up with her? He was just so even-tempered and such a gentleman and had a wonderful way with words, even going back to the first season of Real Housewives of Atlanta, where he kind of gathered the cast and was telling them, don't let this show change who you are. I remember, he also said to Nene, this is how I knew Gregg was a different type of dude. He was old school, honey. Okay, he had that old school appeal to him. He had just a funny way of saying things, but it made you take a step back and it made you listen and ponder and be like, damn, this man makes a lot of sense. And he was a handsome devil. Okay, I love Gregg's suits he would wear. Gregg had a beautiful smile. I loved his curly black hair. Gregg was a fine man, honey, okay? But the quote that he said to Nene, let's get to that really took me out. Y'all remember, I'm thinking it was season 3? Yeah, I'm thinking it was season 3 when Gregg was talking all this crap about Nene on the radio, and, it wasn't really like that. He was venting to a friend. It got back to Nene, and she was trying to work at 11 Alive, and all this stuff came out. So I remember this was about the time where Nene was blowing up, and Gregg couldn't handle Nene's new financial success, right? So he felt like it was going to her head. So he says to her, because he knows that she's fed up and sick of his shit, right? And she's embarrassed that all her friends didn't heard him talk all this mess about her over the radio. So when Gregg said to Nene, I know that there has to be some immaculate fibers within you that's making you stay with me. When I heard that man say that, I said, ooh. I ain't never heard no black man say nothing like that. So I was like, oh, that damn Gregg so smooth. He acting a fool, honey. But that man, I know Nene was looking at him like, yeah, some immaculate fibers, nigga, that's keeping me with you. But I got a video coming out on Gregg where I will honor his life. I believe in doing that, you guys, after people transition on. So I want to remember the good times. So I'm going to be putting that video together. It's only right. I love me some Gregg. Everybody I know, they love them some Gregg. They may not like Nene, but they love them some Gregg. Y'all know I love Gregg and Nene, and I'm a big champion of their marriage. And I love that they got divorced and got remarried. I think that shit is so cute and so bomb. And so I don't give a damn what any of these YouTubers got to say. because I saw some YouTubers making some smart ass comments talking about Gregg, dog, Nene, and child. They was married. They had ups and downs. They was very real about the problems in their relationship. At least their ass stayed married for over 20 plus years, which a lot of people shit in this day and age, they can't even do that. Motherfuckers can barely stay together for 2 years. Okay, so at least they ain't had no fake ass relationship like some of these motherfuckers y'all love supporting. But honey, that is a story, honey, for another day. But rest in peace to Mr. Gregg Leaks. We will miss you, Gregg, and I will continue to celebrate your life because you were a wonderful man. Now back to the shits and giggles, honey. Okay. Now, I'm going to play this audio, you guys, of the Foxhole panel saying what they need to say, about Peter and his finances, honey. We know Peter, been struggling in the finance department, for a while, honey. He made Cynthia Bailey go broke, okay? Cynthia's money was all jacked up. What was that, season 3? She was so depressed. I was like, God damn, Cynthia, you sad right before the wedding, honey? Like, damn. So I knew misery was going to follow her on her journey being with Peter. I like Cynthia and Peter together, though, because to me, they was a real couple and they were interesting. Peter made Cynthia more interesting, in my opinion. This shit with Mike Hill is cute, but Mike Hill and Cynthia versus Peter and Cynthia, it's 2 different relationships. I love me some Peter and Cynthia, even though, Peter had her going through all that bullshiggity, honey. Shame on you, Peter. But Peter is an entrepreneur, honey. Peter is a hustler, honey. If something gets shut down, he know how to open some more shit up, okay? So shout out to Peter. I do like that about Peter, though, because it really takes that type of courage and strength to be a serial entrepreneur, honey, the way that he is. So Peter got swag to him. I really do respect him, and I think he's a hard worker. So without further ado, you guys, let me finally play this damn clip.
Moving on, former Real Housewives of Atlanta star Peter Thomas seems to be in hot water again. His bank accounts have been frozen and he owes money to the employees of his popular lounge, Bar One. Now, Peter claims that his bank accounts were frozen by the IRS. Well, what are your thoughts on Peter trending once again because of his finances? It seems like this has happened, a few times.
I really hate this. And when I saw this story on our sheet, I was like, doggone it, I got to talk about it.
Yeah.
And this man is my friend. Like, Peter is my friend. Like, when my parents died, call me, how you doing? When I go to the restaurant, Peter is my friend. But this is my job. My friends stay in the news about financial account.
My thing is this: why does Al keep laughing? Is that a sound bite, or if somebody is your friend, why you keep laughing like that? What y'all think of that?
And I taking it a step further, being from Miami, I know people who know Peter from his 90s club days when he was promoting clubs and bars in Miami. And they were saying it was the same thing then, that Peter Thomas just does not change his stripes when it comes to the way that he does business. And it's, I don't know if it's unfortunate, because I will say this. Each and every time Peter hits them headlines, he come back bigger and better.
That's right.
He does. So I don't know if he changed his scheme, if he changed his racketeering.
Racketeering scheme? Come on, Junkie Dineva. You don't need to say all of that about Peter. If Peter is your friend, you shouldn't even accuse him of such crimes, honey, okay?
The laundromat that he's laundering the money through. If Peter, don't be mad at me, brother, because I'm trying to have your back on this. But the article say those people need their damn paycheck, and I know how hard they work at Bar One. So, I don't know.
Al, what do you think about this?
Well, let me tell you something. Q, Peter is a friend of mine as well. At least in my mind, we talk, we catch up. I enjoy spending time with him when I go by the bar. This is the thing. I think Peter, if nothing else, is consistent, right?
Consistently late.
No, you can't say that you never heard this before. But I say this. I say Peter probably need to let somebody else handle the accounting and the books and the finances, and he stick to doing what he does best, and that is creating an incredible space to hang out and dine in, creating an incredible ambiance for people to come in and let their hair down and relax and have fun. I mean, he just really knows how to create a place to do those things and to eat well. And listen, on the other hand, businesses have problems, and especially small businesses. I remember when I was a professor at HBCU, I've had to hold my check a couple of times because payroll wasn't right. So, there's double side to every coin, right? Two sides to every coin.
I really love, you guys, what Al has to say on this, because I feel like out of all of them, he is making the most sense. And it's so interesting. Y'all know how I feel about Funky Dineva. I am a fan of his, but I feel like if somebody is your friend, then you should try to curb being shady. Yes, you can discuss this matter. It's a part of your job. We all talk about pop culture and people, celebrities in the news. We all do this, right? But if I'm a friend to somebody, I'm going to kind of be a little bit more neutral. And I felt like he was just throwing a lot of unnecessary shade. I didn't like Al doing all that laughing, but aside from that, I feel like I'm more or less here for what Al has to say on this. Please weigh down, you guys, in the comments. How do you feel about this situation with Peter and how, Al Reynolds responded versus how Funky Dineva responded? Let me know.
But in this case, he is consistent. He just needs to get somebody to take care of the finances.
I think it's really easy for people on social media who don't have a pot to piss in to come for Peter. But the fact is, Peter has a beautiful restaurant in a very high real estate value part of Miami, where to even get that, you had to be doing something right. And also you got to keep in mind that we are going in and out of a pandemic, and things are just not what they used to be right now. Now, yes, it didn't just start with the pandemic. There's been problems before that. But the restaurant business, from what I hear, is one of the most difficult businesses to be successful at, period. Especially Miami, things come and go all the time. So I'm not dragging Peter on this. I'm not going to drag him. As long as it's your money that you're losing and not anyone else's, it's all good. And I believe it's just him now. You know what I mean? So, Peter, we wish you the best. I like your spot.
And Claudia, Claudia has some good points as well. I don't feel like she was, really being all that shady. So,
my girl Jessica used to work there as a hostess, and we would love to pull up the boat when we all there boating with Funky Dineva one day and come back to your spot. All right, good luck, Peter.
Child, so Peter responds to the Fox Soul panel, honey, and Peter was not here for that shiz naive that they was talking, honey, okay? So, child, Jesus, fix it. Somebody fix it, honey.
Hey, someone just called me and tell me about a story that's on Fox Soul. And they said the people that's talking about you, Peter, is people that call you friend. All right, so I don't know what Fox Soul is, so I Googled it and I went and looked. And I saw Hal Reynolds, which has my phone number, Claudia Jordan, which has my phone number, and Funky Diva, which has my phone number. Come to
Funky Diva. He don't even get a Dineva. You just get Diva.
The restaurant probably once or twice a month. Okay, it's talking about me and my financial woes. Strange. Because all three people got my number now. Okay, so I don't know if it is that they need ratings. I don't know if it is that they need followers. Okay, to keep that program afloat. I never went there. But anyway, none of them call me. But you're talking about me like a dog. Without even verifying any validity to the story that got out there. Okay, it's how the devil work. Because I'm about to open a restaurant in Baltimore next month. Okay, and if shit like this was real, woo, I would have a warm time. Okay, so I'm addressing it. Okay, you cannot say I'm your friend. Okay, but you're a journalist. Because let's be real, none of y'all are journalists. Okay, I think Claudia is on a radio show down there. She's already a personality. She's not a journalist. Al Reynolds, I don't believe he is.
Oh.
Funky Diva, you've been doing this online YouTube whatever for a while.
Oh, he just dogged Funky Diva shit, honey. He said this YouTube shit, this online shit. Ooh, child. The shade. Peter looking good, though, honey. Looking like a chocolate bar, honey. How you doing, Peter? You looking kind of good, honey. All right, honey.
You ain't no journalist. And y'all ain't no real friends. Because if y'all were, you would have called and said, yo, Peter, does anybody at Ballroom Miami Beach have problem cashing their check? And the answer would be no. Hell no. Because, you know what? The employees would have jumped all over their shit if they wasn't able to cash their check. I promise you they would. But everybody at Ballroom Miami Beach does so well. All right? And when them servers are going to go cash their $1,500, $2,000 check, okay, because they get paid so well, okay, all right, they have no issue cashing their check. How about that? Okay? So really do some research before y'all start running y'all mouth. Okay? All right? And slandering the person named Al Reynolds, Claudia Jordan, and Funky fucking Diva. Okay?
He said funky fucking diva.
Because what y'all are saying is up. Okay? None of my establishment. Yeah, I have tax problems in the past. And yeah, those taxes are being paid. Okay? But sometimes you gotta wait. You gotta open Miami Beach. You gotta pay taxes up here. Okay? You gotta take your shot out. I take my shot. Okay? Open Miami Beach and I'm still paying my taxes. Okay? Because you got to. That's how you stay in business. If not, these people are up. Okay? But before y'all start talking about people can't cash your check, please verify that. What's up? Okay? Alright? Don't try to come up on me and at the same time call me friend. That's really...
Child, Peter was not here for that bullshiggity, honey. Okay, y'all let Miss Robinson know what y'all think about what Mr. Peter Thomas had to say to the Fox Soul panel, honey, okay? All right, y'all, let's turn this damn music up, get this party started, and see what the people got to say about all of this. One person says, to me, this isn't funny. I want to see Peter win, just like any other black entrepreneur. To be fair, they didn't go nearly as hard as they could have and tried to keep it cute, but it was a little shady and maybe nothing to go crazy about. Another person says, Claudia, Q, and Al were actually quite gracious because they could have dragged his ass. It's a gossip show, and he could go onto their show and explain how it's all a lie, if in fact it's not that true. Another person says, nobody talked about you like a dog, Peter. All of them actually had your back. This is their job to talk about these type of stories. They don't make these stories. Talk to the executive producers. Another person says, Peter needs some management classes. Ooh, child, y'all so shady. He continues to find himself in these situations. Mentorship is another option. I want this brother to win, but something is up with the way he manages his businesses. Another person says, Dineva didn't go too far. For those who have been following him for years, it's his humor. Some of y'all need to learn how to take a damn joke, and at the end of the day, those are things that people have been saying about Peter for years. Child, you need to learn how to write your damn sentences, honey. Miss Robinson shouldn't have to add words or subtract. I'm just saying, goddamn, my job is to read it. And the person goes on to say he didn't make up those rumors. Okay. Another person says, Peter seems to forget that he's in the public and this is their profession. Take care of your employees, Peter, period. Ooh, child. Look like y'all having flashbacks, honey, and what happened to Miss Cynthia Bailey, honey. Okay. We all know that was That shit was tragic, honey. Another person says, I don't see nothing wrong with what they said. He's been in the news before for money problems. Another person says they made it very clear that they were not going to go in on Peter, and they didn't. Peter needs to get it together. Another person says Peter, Al, and Funky are not journalists. They are commentators who comment on pop culture. Lastly, it sounded to me that they consciously choose to take it easy on you. It could have been a lot worse. Another person says dine-in restaurants will struggle during COVID-19. Takeout restaurants are the way to go if you want to make money, Peter. Ooh, child. Another person says, what is Peter mad about again? They didn't expose him. They reported on alleged information that was already out there, and they certainly didn't drag him. As a matter of fact, Claudia was borderline defending him. Yeah, she was. I thought I didn't catch the so-called shade at the end of what she said. I thought Peter was the one trying to drag. I always thought that he was very sensitive. Ooh, child, not sensitive. Another person says, I think they made a great point when they said that he may need a business manager. Yeah, he may need some help. I think it was Al that said that. Another person says, oh, this person has a list of things to say, honey, do tell. Another person says, number one, they didn't say that they were journalists. Number two, they cover pop culture and current events. 3, he is in the news and don't get so butthurt, Peter. 4, pay your employees and stop rupturing restaurants and there won't be a story. Ooh, child. 5, this is why Cynthia dropped you. She was tired of writing checks to save your failing business having ass. Oh my God. Y'all are so wrong. Oh my God. Leave that man alone. Y'all know Peter doing the best he can. Okay. Peter doing the best he can, honey. Peter a hustler. Y'all know Peter always bounce back, honey. And a lot of this is kind of par for the course of being an entrepreneur, actually. But, you know, Peter does have a history, honey. Okay. I'm going to pray for you, Peter. Another person says, Peter has been having the same financial problems since at least season 3 of Real Housewives of Atlanta. He doesn't need to be angry at them. Well, hell, Candy, shit, she, having struggles at OLG? Okay, they got these, low scores on the inspection of the restaurant and shit, so I don't know. It's a lot of work, though, being an entrepreneur. It's a lot of work. I do agree, though, Peter does need to get some type of help, because, honey, you can't do everything. You got to delegate, Peter. Okay? Another person says, Dineva also said when he saw it on his paper, he was like, oh Lord, I have to talk about this. I heard so many compliments about his resilience, how great his establishments are, and him always coming back bigger and better. They even said how hard that type of business is to go into and succeed in the long term. But of course, they would skip over anything positive and take the joke seriously. They are a gossip station, and if you watch this show, they also joke and clown on each other at the same time. If the information was false, then blame management for putting the topic of the discussion on the docket. Peter is on here acting as if he has never had multiple failed businesses and unemployed people before. Now that's the part that's hilarious. Child, y'all so shady. Leave that man alone. Leave that man alone. Another person says, damn, Peter, you still going through this? Please get it together. Somebody or something is trying to hold you back from your blessings. All right, y'all, that's all I have to say on this. Y'all get down in Miss Robinson's comments. Let me know, how do you feel about this whole Peter Thomas versus the Fox Soul panel, honey, that is basically with Al Reynolds, Claudia Jordan, and Funky Dineva. Whose side are you on? Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, honey. I am your girl, brand new, and I will check you guys out in the next video.